Okay, Rheba, this is for you. Spinning with a drop spindle. The first thing I start with is a leader. And usually I use cotton, but I didn't have any cotton handy, so I just got some acrylic. And I'm just going to attach it underneath my spindle's whorl, just underneath right here. And I'm just going to bring it up here and let it sit for a minute. You set that to the side. This is some of that roving. It's probably the same kind of stuff that you just recently bought. As you can see, it's pretty thick and heavy. Now, when spinning with a drop spindle, don't be afraid to cut off a small piece. Don't be afraid to get something skinnier into what you're wanting to get it closer to looking like. See, that's pretty thin. And then I'm just going to carefully try and draft it. If you pull too hard, which I'm known to do, you'll make a hole. So just kind of get in through here and loosen it up. It's going to make it a little skinnier, a little longer. So don't be afraid to get it thinner to what you want to spin. I've always wanted to spin skinny yarn. Ever since I first got started with a drop spindle, I wanted skinny yarn. So now that's all I spin. I can't tell you why. It's just a crazy desire of mine. So now I'm going to take the end and I'm going to thin it even more. Because that thin part, let's move this roving out of the way. That thin part, I am going to fold over and hold on this end. So now I have got my leader around here, and I'm holding up here, and I'm just going to give it a run down my thigh. You need to make sure you remember what direction you're going. We're just going to hang on to it. Let's do it again. Get it nice and twisty, and I'm going to park it between my knees. And then I'm just going to hold on, and I'm going to let this twist. I'm going to pinch it off right here. I'm pulling with these fingers, getting it to the consistency that I want. Give it a little pull. Keep going until you're running out of twist. Come down here and unhook and just wind on. Leave yourself a little length. It'll make it spin a little longer if you do that. Just twist it back on. And give it a spin. We're just going to hang on to it. It's going to be nice and pinched off. I'm going to park it between my knees. And again, I'm going to use this hand's going to keep it pinched off so no twist is traveling past it. This hand, I'm letting it get what I want, and I'm letting it go. I'm pinching it off. I'm getting this what I want. I'm letting it go. Run out of twist, I'm going to let it just build up again. I'm going to do the same thing. This hand is just pinching it off. This one is drafting how many fibers I want to come in that twist. The skinnier it is, the more twist it's going to need. If you're going to apply it, the more twist it's going to need. Just going to keep letting that go. When it gets too long, you're just going to undo it and wind it back on and do the whole thing over again. And as you get more comfortable with that, and it gets to be more of what you want, it'll be easier for you to give it a spin, and while it's going, just start drafting. This right hand of mine, closest to the spindle, is it's still pinching it off. It's still not letting it travel until I have drafted up in my hand what I want. It's still doing that, even though the spindle's not parked. And of course, you're going to want to keep an eye on your spindle and make sure it's still spinning. And I've run out of arm room, and wind it on again. Make sure you remember which direction you're going, because if you want to apply it, you've got to go the opposite of that. That's it. Just going to give it a spin. going to keep letting that go. These fingers are going to keep pinching off the twist until I have what I want up in here. And that's it.